Depending on how many customers you have, AI can interpret the data and they can start to take a look at patterns. Those patterns allow you to know what the customer is going to do next. But as an agent using AI and the data that AI gives us, we can ethically upsell, cross-sell, and support that customer better than ever before.
Hello, welcome to Capterra's Guest Network series, where we talk to leading business influencers about how to work smarter by using the right software. I'm Niels Juist, and today we are covering the AI-powered future of customer service and how your business can prepare for it. Shep Hyken is joining us. He's a customer experience thought leader. Welcome, Shep.
Hey, Niels, it is great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you. So, Shep, Capterra's latest research shows that nearly 60% of call center employees are already using customer service software with AI features. What will it take to get the others on board, you think?
Well, if they're not on board already, they're going to be playing catch up instead of keep up. And as soon as you start playing catch up, that is a difficult road to travel on. I believe that what it's going to take is for a company to realize, oh my gosh, my competition is doing something dramatically different that we are not, and it's time to get into the current technology.
Do you feel like customer service leaders generally have a good understanding of AI's potential?
I think they do. The issue I see with some of the leaders that I'm talking to is they don't know, like, is it time to get in on this technology? Do we need to wait, or if we get in, are we getting in too early? Are we an early adopter that's going to find out we need to radically change what we've invested in 6 months or a year from now? The interesting thing is technology is changing so quickly, we can't predict that if what we're using today is really going to be valid a year or two from now. But I'll go back to what I said just a moment ago. If your competition is doing something that you're not, and it's working for them, and you're starting to see churn in your business, perhaps it's time to take a look at the investment that you're making in the technology and make sure that you are up to date.
What are some common misconceptions about AI and customer service?
The misconception is, more than anything, is how is this going to impact my employees? Are they going to be uncomfortable using the technology? Are they going to be confident that their jobs are still going to be here a year from now? We need to be looking at what it takes to make the best experience possible for both our employees and our customers. Many companies feel they're investing in technology that is meant to be used for the customer. The reality on some technologies is it may be great for the customer, may not be so great for the employee experience. It may require extra steps and extra work to achieve a better customer experience. So I believe we got to look at both sides, the employee experience as well as the customer experience. Don't be confused. You need both.
Right. To that point, how will the division of labor between AI and human agents evolve in the next 5 years, you think?
This is a question I'm asked a lot. It's like, will there still be customer support agents? And the answer, I believe, emphatically in the next 5 years at least, is yes. I want to go back to the 1960s when Barclays Bank introduced the ATM, which is that machine where we can go and make deposits and pull out money. And somebody said, well, that's the end of the teller. No more tellers in banks. Well, every bank that I go to that has an ATM machine sitting right outside its doors still has tellers inside the bank. So the tellers are still there. And it's like, MTV, when they came up with MTV, video did not kill the radio star. But I want to go a step further and tell you about a study that Capterra and I actually worked together on this last year. And it wasn't all that long ago when we asked CX leaders, based on the technology you're investing in, are you eliminating jobs? Are you adding jobs? What's happening? And 63% of the CX leaders that were surveyed by Capterra said we are adding jobs. Only 9% said we are eliminating jobs. And I don't know if they're eliminating jobs because of the technology or because they're just not doing that well and they're just eliminating jobs to try to cut costs. But I would say that 63% and the fact that if you do the math, I think it's 28% aren't doing anything, but 63% are still adding jobs. That tells me that overall, the agent's job is safe.
But I suppose it will mean something for the skill set that companies should look for in service agents, right? Those skill sets will probably change.
Well, the skill sets will change, and there's a skill set that needs to be better, and I believe that is the soft skills. So if AI and self-service type technologies do their job, then what will happen is lower level functions, questions that normally I would have called to say, hey, can you make sure that you receive my payment? Can you check my bank balance? Can you tell me where my shipment is? If it's, has anything related to product delivery. It used to be we had to make a phone call for all of that. Well, now there's automation. By the way, there's many other things that AI and technology can do at the lower levels, but these are just simple examples. What that means is it frees the agent up to focus on higher level issues. So does that mean the agents have to be smarter? Yes and no. What happens with AI and technology is if it's giving great support to the employee, the agent who's helping the customer, all the agent needs to do is interpret the information. They don't actually have to be trained to know and understand it. They're good at reading a screen. The soft skills, however, need to be raised because then it allows us to take that information and communicate it to the customer in a way the customer appreciates, understands it. I mean, there's various customers. Some are much more in tune with technology than others. Some are on a mission. Just give me the facts. Let's get it done. Some you have to give a lot of empathy and sympathy to. So soft skills are going to be very important as well.
Do you have some specific use cases where AI can help small businesses to anticipate customer needs?
Well, AI, first of all, it's really inexpensive compared to what it was just a few years ago. I remember 10 years ago going to conferences and they were showing us demos of AI and the capability of looking at data, anticipating customers' needs, and it was tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this. Well, today it's really inexpensive to the point where even the smallest businesses can afford to invest in the technology. Now, your specific question was about how AI can help make predictions on what customers are going to do. And that's the beautiful thing. Depending on how many customers you have, AI can interpret the data and they can start to take a look at patterns. Those patterns allow you to know what the customer is going to do next. So depending upon where that customer is within that pattern, then guess what? We can predict not only what they're going to buy, if they're going to ever call us. When they do call us, that customer is like other customers, and we can predict what questions they're going to ask without them even asking the question yet. As a matter of fact, we know the questions they're going to ask, and they have no idea they're going to ask them. They have no idea the product upgrades they're going to need. But as an agent using AI and the data that AI gives us, we can ethically upsell, cross-sell, and support that customer better than ever before.
Do you have any example of a company that is already doing that in that way?
Wow, there's so many companies that are actually doing it. I look at a larger business case study, and the simple version of this is to share with you. I was at an IBM Watson conference back in, I'm going to say it was about 9 years ago, and this was the demo. This was the case study they showed. The customer called, talking to the agent. The agent is being fed information about that customer. Now the agent knows how long the customer has been there, how much they've bought, what they've bought, how often they bought, how often they've called, and guess what else? As I just mentioned in the prior answer, they are able to look at this customer and match them up with other customers that are in the exact same situation. And then that agent, as I mentioned, gets to take a look at this customer's profile, and the machine, AI, will tell the agent the question that the customer hasn't asked yet, and then we can answer that question, which, by the way, means that the customer, if they are going to ask the question, would eventually be calling back. We would be wasting their time and, of course, our time of re-authenticating them, getting them logged in, understanding who they are. All that goes away when you deal with it in real time at that moment. In addition, the products that are being suggested to the agent to recommend to the customer are also popping up on the screen. And when the customer has a great soft skill capability, they can say, hey, by the way, did you notice whatever? The recent experience I had, I won't tell you the name of the company, but their initials are AT&T, so you can guess who they are. But seriously, I called them and asked some questions about, I was getting ready to do an international trip, and I wanted to make sure I'm properly set up for international calling and data. And this agent was great. She looked at my profile and said, I can see that you are on a certain plan. Let me take a look at what we have. And she switched me to another plan that actually saved me money. When was the last time that happened, right? And if this was 5 or 10 years ago, there's a pretty good chance that the capability, the technology to alert her that I was on a plan that should be changed probably wasn't there.
Is there also something that worries you about the way that AI is being used in customer service right now?
I think customers are concerned with their privacy. Customers are concerned that information that they share with the company or that the company is able to glean as a result of AI, data mining, technology, that type of thing, is a privacy issue. We're doing everything we can to make customers feel comfortable. There are laws that are being enacted, and as the technology gets better and things are changing, and by the way, at an extremely rapid pace. I mean, it's like the hockey stick on the graph. It's going along like this, and all of a sudden it's shooting up. Can the lawmakers create laws fast enough? Can the companies create policies quick enough? The other thing I want to point out is that with new technology, there's a concern that the nefarious thieves out there who are looking for data, looking for ways to hack systems, there's new ways to get in. And we need to be diligent about creating ways to keep them out. And I don't care how good we get, there's always going to be a workaround. They're going to figure out a way, but we as a company need to protect our customers' data and make them feel comfortable that we're doing a good job.
What would you advise businesses to ensure that AI is being used effectively?
Yeah, boy, how is it used effectively? I think the ideal situation is we want to make life easier for the customer as well as the employee who is working with the customer. So the use of effectiveness would say, let's go back and do a throwback to a journey map exercise. Look at every touch point your customers are having with you. Analyze it. And by the way, there's lots of touch points that have nothing to do with technology. We can still work at analyzing those to make them better, and we should. But for today's purpose, in this interview, we are looking at any touch point where technology is being used. Can we enhance that touch point with technology? Does the agent and technology working together create an even better experience? Can we create an experience with technology that allows the customer to do what it is that they want to do without contacting us? Once again, allowing the agent to work on higher level issues. So let's manage the journey map better than ever before and factor in the new technology that we didn't even have a year or two ago.
Thanks for your insights, Shep. And thank you for joining us. You can check out more of these interviews on our YouTube channel, so please like and subscribe. You can also follow us on LinkedIn and X. See you next time.